Okay, so welcome. I'm here with Chris, who's been invited by the NBA for a training camp for the summer. And Chris, you need some help with your program design, I understand. So we have about 16 weeks to train. So we're just going to go through a few things together and then we'll demonstrate a few of the exercises that we're going to start with. So first, let's talk about what the camp involves. First of all, there'll be coaches there evaluating your strengths and weaknesses. Some health professionals conducting some physical exams on all the players, and then of course the players are going to perform a series of fitness tests and some on-court skill drills. So we'll talk about the assessments that they do at the camp, and then we'll do some similar assessments with you, and hopefully we'll see some improvement before the camp starts. So the first assessment is an aerobic fitness beep test. So you'll be running some lines while there's some beeps, and then we'll do them when we get to the court. Strength test where you're going to be lifting a max number, your maximum number of bench press, 185 pounds. Some power drills, vertical jump primarily. Speed, the amount of time to sprint 3/4 of the court. Flexibility, measuring your hamstring and low back strength, so you'll be doing a sit and reach type assessment. Some weight and measurements, body composition using skin folds, and then a couple of agility drills. Let's talk about the physiological priorities involved in basketball, first of all. So there's the aerobic metabolism and the anaerobic metabolism. So your aerobic metabolism helps you recover, as well as maintaining power output during repetitive high-intensity efforts. Your anaerobic metabolism is going to help you with those higher intensity activities like jumping, sprinting, and defending. Talk briefly about the injury analysis. So a couple of types of injuries that are involved in basketball. Traumatic injuries, which are caused by sudden force, most commonly ankle sprains and jammed fingers. And then your overuse injuries, which are caused by repetitive stress, which is usually your patellar tendonitis or jumper's knee and the Achilles tendonitis. Okay, so first we'll just touch on your strengths. So first of all, you're young, you're only 20, so that's fantastic. Most of the guys are around 21, so that's really good. Your bench press, I noticed you're already at 18 reps at 185 pounds, and the combine average is only 12, so that's already really fantastic. Great job with the upper body strength. We'll just have a quick peek at your weaknesses and the things that we're going to work on throughout your program over the next 16 weeks. A few things: no step vertical, no step height, your max vertical jump, max vertical height, some agility, and that 3/4 sprint. So we will talk about your training priorities in order. So first of all, we'll deal with aerobic fitness. That will be the beginning of your program. We'll move into some strength and power, some speed, agility, and then some flexibility so that you hopefully don't get injured. Your body, well, everybody's body has 3 distinct energy systems. They are the aerobic system, glycolytic system, and phosphagen system. We'll deal first of all with the aerobic system. The aerobic exercise in general just helps to build endurance, keeping your heart pumping for an extended period of time. Having a good aerobic fitness level is important to help with recovery and to maintain power during those repetitive high-intensity efforts. Your aerobic work is going to be the beginning of your training program, like we've said already. Your training is going to begin with that aerobic work, as it's predominant for activities that last beyond 2 minutes, like your basketball game. We'll focus on increasing your heart rate and your stamina before we progress to the next phase of your training, which will be your strength, and then we'll move into power and those other things we talked about. In basketball, it's really important to ready your muscles, joints, and connective tissues for that higher intensity activity. Aerobic training, we're looking at your first 4 weeks approximately, gradually building up your aerobic fitness by starting with slower intervals with less recovery time. Week 1, have in mind a below race pace with little recovery. Weeks 2 to 4, aerobic endurance through some sprint intervals. 300-meter sprints at 90% of your full speed with a 1-to-3 work-to-rest ratio. 2 to 3 runs per week, and then you're the final stages of that, we will decrease your rest ratio to 1 to 2. All right, and then moving on to the anaerobic system. Your glycolytic system is what fuels your activity up to 2 minutes at a moderate to high intensity. It's important to train so we can help you with your dunks, fast breaks, and your rebounds. Your anaerobic training, we're looking at weeks 5 to 8 approximately. We'll do a full body strength program, starting with legs, some leg presses, squats, lunges, that sort of thing. Deadlifts, working on your hamstrings, low back. Calf raises, some single arm rows, working on your back, some triceps, front side raises, getting those shoulders and lats, bench press, of course, to maintain and build up that upper body strength, and then some core exercises, probably some timed planks, moving into some planks on unstable surfaces and that kind of thing. And lastly, your phosphagen system. That's your predominant energy source for those short, intense, explosive movements. Training the system will enhance your power and force production. So we're looking at power type exercises in this phase. Really important that we build up strength before we move into the power phase. Training in this system will include sprints of 30 to 40 yards to help with training those fast twitch fibers. Speed training, we're looking at weeks 9 to 12. 40 to 60 meter sprints with a 1 to 3 work to rest ratio. Approximately 8 to 12 runs per workout, and then some line drills on the court. Lastly, your power training, which is the end of your program, weeks 13 to 16. We're looking at powerful jumps, box jumps, medicine ball, chest pass, medicine ball crunches, oblique twists, power type training. Using circuit interval style, 2 to 4 times a week, 80 to 90%, 1 to 3 reps, 3 to 5 sets, and a rest of 2 to 5 minutes. Regular training will be needed in all areas of fitness in order to improve and be ready for the combine. Physical loads will need to be increased over time as Chris becomes fitter, stronger, and more powerful. In conclusion, fitness is a very important component of success in basketball. Players should train the aerobic system first and then the glycolytic system. Training the aerobic system is necessary to help with recovery and maintain power outputs during those repetitive high-intensity efforts. And training the glycolytic system allows the player to recruit the stronger, more powerful muscles needed for jumping, rebounding, and diving for the loose balls. All right, so we are going to go through a little bit of the program together, just 3 or 4 exercises for today, just so you get a rough idea. So if you want to come with me, we'll start with some legs. And we are just going to come onto this end of the bench, and then we're just going to squat, keeping those heels on the floor as far down as you can without sitting at the bottom. So go ahead. Okay, that looks pretty good. We are going to increase this. Now, just use your imaginations here because we don't actually have any weights, but just imagine this is a rack, and then we would add weights onto it as you get stronger. So you can go ahead and grab that, and you're just going to take it behind you, rest it on the fleshy part of your shoulders, not your neck. Knees and toes facing forward, and just back into that deep squat. Yeah, and just be careful your knees aren't caving in. Okay. Good, so as you get stronger, obviously we would add more weight to that bar. We can also train single leg. Now I'm not going to make you do that on the bench right now, but just so you get a rough idea, I would normally start you on a wall, maybe with a stability ball behind you, and then just slide down like that, one leg up. Nice posture. As we get stronger, I would grab a medicine ball and help you, or you could bounce it against the wall, bounce and catch, get that more powerful motion that way. As far as moving into a powerful move on that, the 2-legged squat, just bend the knees. We're just going to jump up as high as we can, so go ahead and give that a whirl. Whoop, okay, let's not tuck the knees like that. Yep, and you're going to bend down, swing the arms back, and then just reach up as high as you can. Watch the bench. That's better. Okay, good. And then we can do the same idea on one leg, straight up and down, and then as well side to side. So go ahead and try that without smashing the bench. Oh, right. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to move on to some chest. So obviously one of the assessments we discussed was that chest press. So I'm just going to get you lying down on the bench. Just make sure that your back is flat. And then I'll pass you the bar. Go ahead. Now, of course, you're just going to imagine that we're actually in the gym here and we have a proper squat rack. So go ahead. Yep, nice and light, obviously. Now, you can already do 18 of these with 185 pounds. So I would probably add some weight and then just see how many you could do. And then take off some weight. And as you build up strength, then we can move into more of a powerful type exercise where you would, now I'm only one person, so I would hang on this side and have another helper on the other side, and then you would just throw the bar up and then we would catch it. Now with weight on there, obviously, you're going to want both helpers or this bar is going to be flying around. So go ahead. But now, yep, whoop. Right, so we're not going to do too many of those here, but you get the idea. Go ahead and climb back out of there. And lastly, we're just going to talk about your core exercises. So let's start with a plank. So down on the elbows. Just want to get those elbows stacked into your shoulders. And the legs out behind you. Yep, that's it. That looks really good. And then I would just time you, and as you get stronger, your time would hopefully improve. You can come on down for a minute. As we get a little bit better here, we're gonna, now I don't have a BOSU or anything like that here, but you get the idea of the wobbly surface, elbows on. Same idea here. Of course, it's just a tiny bit harder, so if you want to give that a quick try.
Oh, I shouldn't have worn this shirt.
This is slipping.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, so that looks really good. Hips are square. It's in line with the spine. And then I would time you, and as we get better, we would hopefully see the time improve. So that's it for today. Thanks for coming, and we'll look forward to the first session together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.